Welcome to the Fort Dodge Paranormal channel, where we share the stories and history behind locations with paranormal activity. Viewer discretion advised. This is for mature audiences only. Fort Dodge Paranormal is bringing you the paranormal investigation that we conducted at Hawkeye Community Theater in Fort Dodge, Iowa. So, this investigation is at the Hawkeye Theater. There's Danny. So we are investigating the Hawkeye Theater because there's been cast and crew members that have been reporting that they've seen a young woman within different areas of the theater. And the story is, the only thing that I could come up with at all for a story for this is that there was a young woman that was murdered a few houses down from the theater. That's the only reports I've heard about this. Otherwise, we're not exactly sure who this is, but you're going to find out more in the video. Keep watching. I turned on my EVP while we were waiting for everyone to arrive. I didn't ask any specific questions. This was the result.
Okay, this is Danny from FDP, and I went into this investigation with a little knowledge of the place, and as I toured Dave, I learned quite a bit more.
Dave, the president of the Hawkeye Theater, gave me the tour of the backstage area, the dressing rooms, and the green room. I can see how it'd be frightening to walk up these stairs anyway. So this is the area that you're talking about?
No, behind the stage.
You have a lot of room back here.
A lot down there. That's our green room. These are. That just goes back up onto the stage.
Okay. I'll make sure I don't trip and fall. This area is what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I can feel it. That's kind of crazy. So who are all the people? They just must have put up different...
Yeah, just different plays. Different things. I can't remember who decorated it. That's spooky.
What's that? Oh,
Not there.
yeah, that's a little creepy. Yeah. And that must go back onto stage?
Yep.
So, Jordan, what types of things did you say that you experienced inside the theater?
Right, so back when I was doing a show called The Big Meal in 2019, and here's the poster right here actually, towards the back section that way, like near the dressing rooms, there's a kind of a corner, and at one point there was a chair and a light, but like the light would constantly flicker, and I'd hear, when I was in the changing room, I would hear like footsteps going back and forth, but it was never the cast because the cast was always in the green room. So hearing those footsteps was always bizarre to me, and then I'd go check it out, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" I wouldn't hear it, and then I'd go back to the changing room, then I'd hear it constantly again. And then there was one instance, I think it was, I don't know, I don't remember the day obviously, but it was one instance where like I would hear like a little bit of whispering too, like coming from somewhere, and it wasn't
Closer to you or far away?
No, farther away. So like you'd have to go back there and look because it's still a bit like foggy to me, the location, but like the dressing room's right here, and then there's a hallway that goes straight down. So if the green room's here, there's one giant hallway that goes straight down. I'd hear whispering coming from that section, but the cast was in the green room and I was in the dressing room, and it was the most bizarre thing I've ever experienced here.
Danny, Jordan, and I went backstage to start filming. We were all standing together. We didn't hear this sound at the time, but while we were viewing the footage, we caught this.
I know.
I guess all you gotta do is change in here.
Yep. Okay, so this is the men's changing room, and like pre-show, obviously this is where like the male cast would go and change. But when I was in here by myself, most of the cast was usually in the green room, like waiting like 30 minutes before the show. But a lot of times I would hear like very subtle footsteps going up and down this ramp, kind of like probably 8-9 times in a row, and it was always very bizarre because there was nobody ever over here.
What did it sound like?
Very subtle, kind of like a fast pace, but not so loud. So a lot more like very, very quiet. And then like somewhere around this area, I would hear some sort of whispering, like a very, very lower decimal. But that was only a one-time thing, so it was always a weird experience for me. Flickery. Now you notice it's not flickery now, but like I would peek my head down this hallway and it would just on off.
So that's the attic. What's this?
Sometimes like some of the cast would go sit here and like kind of just like look through the script before show, and everybody I've talked to in this area has said they've gotten some kind of weird feeling, like something's almost watching them from afar.
What room is your favorite here?
Sad.
What's your favorite play?
Ted.
Is there more to that name?
Mostly up on the stairs. I feel like there's something not right.
Sitting like right here.
Yes, standing.
Oh, you can.
Yep. Okay, so this is the men's changing room, and like pre-show, obviously this is where like the male cast would go and change. But when I was in here by myself, most of the cast was usually in the green room, like waiting like 30 minutes before the show. But a lot of times I would hear like very subtle footsteps going up and down this ramp, kind of like probably 8-9 times in a row. And it was always very bizarre because there was nobody ever over here.
What did it sound like?
Very subtle, kind of like a fast pace, but not so loud. So a lot more like very, very quiet. And then like somewhere around this area, I would hear some sort of whispering, like with a very, very lower decimal. But that was only a one-time thing, so it was always a weird experience for me.
I am now heading upstairs. See if we can see anything up here.
Before we arrived at the Hawkeye Theater, we were told that during a performance, cast members went down to the basement to find all of these large cabinet doors open. They thought someone had opened them, so they closed them and went back to the backstage area. When they returned, all the doors were open again. I'm getting a headache in here. After being built, the church was used to hold dances, community gatherings, church services, weddings, funerals, and Sunday school. Scan it. I think that used to be a dressing room.
Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. That one for sure, right there. Like you can see the whole fucking body.
Right, and there's nothing.
Nothing there that would cause that.
Nope. It keeps moving, jumping.
And it's little. Did it get to the size of...
It's a kid.
Yeah, okay, I see it now. Yep.
It's bizarre though, there's a kid that resides in this room.
Yeah, you can tell by the size of it.
It's somewhere in this.
You know what's funny? You would expect a room like that with all the chairs and things to be quite active because the restaurant, these all came from restaurants. Dave said they were donated, a lot of these.
They were.
So,
These were used in the play I didn't hear at one point.
that happened really quickly, but that was fucking weird.
Has some of them orbs too recorded. It wasn't dust.
There's dust in this room, I noticed. So I definitely encourage you to go check out the next live show, The Dead Man's Cell.
Cell phone.
Cell phone. at the Hawkeye Community Theater from March 30th to April 2nd. You can find all the information on their website, and I'll put their website link down below in the description. Thank you guys for watching.